This is my PC here. It's in the basement, so kind of dusty. Always keep your PC clean. Do as I say, not as I do. But I've recently installed an NVMe drive. This blue stripe right here, that's the thermal pad that's on top of it. And this is the GPU, which sits nicely over it, which unfortunately means this thing gets hot. This is like the worst place ever they could put this thing. Would have been better even like right here or something. What's happening is this NVMe drive now is constantly hitting temperatures of 66 degrees Celsius, which is not good. I've double checked my theory on the airflow by just pointing this fan at it, and it did drop the temperature to around 55 degrees. So gonna try to rig something up here to get some airflow into that. Now I didn't find a normal computer fan, but I do have one of these thanks to Princess Auto. Now it doesn't have a standard PC fan connector, but I do have this thing here, which I believe should connect no problem. And if I connect this to my bench power supply, set the bench power supply to 12 volts, turn it on, it does work. It's a decent amount of air coming out, probably more after I take that sticker off. Still have the issue of how am I going to connect this to the PC. Here's where the janky part comes in. Going to snip off a piece of this copper wire, solder it to that, and this is going to go into the Molex connector on the PC. The end that we cut off should be big enough to fit in here. I may have to tin this a bit with some solder to thicken it up, but should be okay. Instantly we'll be connecting to the yellow, which is plus 12, and the black, which is ground. Gonna try tinning up the end of this wire. Let's see if we've thickened it enough. And I do want to stress, this is only a temporary measure until the proper fan comes in. I just don't want the NVMe to overheat and die. I've cut this a little bit long, so I'm able to pull it out afterwards without having to tug on the wire itself. So I'm going to repeat this again, and back in a second. Accidentally decorated my mat here. Going to drop some flux on this and use some solder braid. And good as almost new. Let's tin up this connector. And join these together now. That's one down, and second one down. Also, I don't think I'm going to bother with the heat shrink. I'd rather not waste heat shrink on this. Just going to use good old electrical tape. One last test with the bench power supply. And we're good. Now, how am I going to attach this in there? I'm going to use this, or the small one here to be precise. These are just magnetic tool holders meant to go on a wall or something with these little screw holes. So, you have this in a wall, and you can put your tools on there. The other side, not so magnetic. So what I'm thinking, this just goes straight onto the power supply, and then I zip tie one end of the fan to here, and hopefully that's enough of a temporary solution to work for now. Actually, I just realized if I just zip tie the fan around the rail itself, I could then hopefully slide it around to adjust it if I need to. So this right here is the end result. Got this magnetic bar that's being held on to the power supply here, and the fan that's zip tied, that's blowing air into the NVMe. That's our connector here. I want to wrap some more electrical tape around the whole thing so these don't come out, but I think we're okay for this. So that's now taped on. It's not going anywhere. Let me close up the machine and we'll take a look at the temperatures. Right here we can see Crystal Disk Info is reporting 49 degrees, and same with Hardware Info 64. I don't have footage of it overheating, but you can see in the maximum column that hit 66 and then 74 as well in one of the chipsets. But this is a lot better, and that 66 right there, that was the SSD on idle. I wasn't doing any kind of reads or writes to it, so yeah, goodness knows what that would have been if I was if I had any kind of strain on it. But yeah, pretty happy with that for now. And of course it's only temporary until a proper fan comes in. Hope you enjoy that. Now, whatever you do, don't repeat something like that. That's incredibly stupid. Anyways, thanks for watching.